Cultural competency is trying to understand someone for who they are and having the ability to be kind, caring, and compassionate while being able to put aside your differences. In order to be a culturally competent educator, you need to start by creating an environment that is safe, warm, and welcoming for your students. You should try to learn as many things as possible about your students. So the things that you can learn about your students are their family backgrounds, their culture and ethnicities, as well as their past school experiences, which can give you an insight into what their abilities are and how those differ from those other students in your classroom. Social justice is tied into cultural competence because it is important to be fair and compassionate towards everybody, no matter your differences. I see myself at the fifth stage of the cultural competence continuum chart. I think this because I view myself as a open-minded person, and if someone came to me, I would put aside our differences in order to help them, and I would like to think that I would be able to do that no matter the situation. I don't expect anyone to be changing themselves or trying to act a certain way just to make me feel comfortable, and I would hope that everyone in the world would be able to view this same way at some point. I believe that prayer needs to be allowed in schools because it offers many opportunities for good things to happen, and it can also change the perspective of a student. The students wouldn't necessarily need to be required to attend the prayers or other religious events in the schools. It would just be something that could be encouraged and offered if they wanted it. I think that the completion of this course will be enough to get me to the next stage of the culturally competent continuum chart. I think this because this class has been very eye-opening to me on many of the issues that have been going on in the world that affect education. In order to understand my own personal bias, I will start to be more mindful of my thoughts and identify the triggers in which I start to judge people. Instead, I want to be able to understand where they are coming from and sort of put myself in their shoes. I will inquire about my students in my classroom in order to gain a better understanding of what I am working with and the different diversities that are present in my classroom. And I can research tools and ideas which can help me make my classroom a more inclusive and welcoming environment for all students. Two different resources that I have found to be helpful with my future classroom would be the Cultural Competency Continuum Chart, because it offers many good guidelines in which I can then make expectations for myself in how I want to act as the teacher and how I want my room to be. And I can also utilize the diversity toolkit that the National Education Association provides on their website. There are 5 strategies which can help me better my classroom for my students. With my students not having the same views and perspectives, ideas, abilities as myself, or how I would want them to react, so to say, I would provide a wide variety of class materials in my room that would really help my students sort of be themselves and get to interact with things that they relate to. And in order to create a more inclusive environment, I would give my students an opportunity to go home and really learn about themselves, and then they could come back and share with the classroom. That way everybody would get to know each other and they would really get to have a sense of being a home in my classroom. Thank you.